looking for here is potential shared first place for Doublestop, and jafem will be looking to catch up and secure a chance at second place. Alright, and it looks like we have gone off and started to race between the two of these people. Oh my, I seem to have a little bit of desync on my end. jafem to me is already right into the intro, however I see a very heavy delay on two-stop. We see a first B going up for jafem, being all machine gunny. It's quite free, does not take any risk on that whatsoever. Alright, okay, I have done a little refresh. I now see boat runners. Alright. Excuse me, everyone. Alright, so let's get going. We're halfway through the intro. Excuse me for being a little bit late on all this. We already have jafem a little bit ahead, getting around the cars, so I'm assuming that we will have had a passive B, or perhaps two passive Bs for Doublestop. Meaning that you would have had to kill it from the front, and that does cost you quite a lot of time. jafem first to get the ship on screen, but killing the respective cars, ready to pop file, who will be catching them to end their intro adventures. And yeah, there we have a grab at about 203, 204 for jafem, and 208 for Doublestop. Only a few seconds between the two of them, meaning we have a lot of fun times to go. What is a good time on this game? To give you a comparison, the current world record will be 31 and 13 seconds. So 31 minutes, 13 seconds, currently held by Akiteru. So that's the current world record. Generally speaking, a lot of people consider a 31xx a very, very good time in any percent. It's also very challenging, not to mention doing it fast makes it very hard. So, off to Penguin stage. We all know why we go here first, right? We really won't have dash boots because this is a speed run, it is a speed race. And let's face it, without getting the dash boots, we're not really going anywhere fast. So, players will be navigating through this first little section. This little climb can be a little bit tricky. There's a couple slope jumps and whatnot in here, meaning you need to pay a bit of attention. Seeing two-stop execute one right before the capsule. And there we have Dr. Daddy, or Dr. Light, granting you your very first upgrade. You can't skip it, and that will be the point of well, any percent. Any percent, in case you were not aware yet, means that you can pick up any items you like that are required. Means you can pick up any items you want, whether they're forced or not or anything. You pick whatever you want. You can pick the helmet if you'd like to, you can pick any health upgrades, any sub tanks. Basically, you just do as you want. You can even play 100% if you want. So, first up here we have Penguin. We're going to be looking to get as little possible slides as possible. Excuse me, words are hard right now. And both actually, right off the bat, getting a couple slides. Penguin not really being kind from the looks of it. Every time he does slide, he's really costing you a second or slightly more. And we see Bow Runner is actually really close on the kill time here. It looks like Two Stop has caught up from a slight deficit that he picked up on the intro stage, and we will be going into the second stage with them in the lead. Second stage, ooh, jafem almost missing a stage select there, going right to Chameleon, which would not be very cool. Now, technically speaking, if he did miss a stage select, Chameleon stage is not so difficult at all. However, having to do the Chameleon fight itself without Boomerang, well, let's just say as easy as that fight is with a Boomerang, where you could pretty much fall asleep and have your dog play with the controller and still win. Well, just as difficult and annoying it would be if you only had a Buster. Meanwhile, we've seen Two Stop get nicely through the turtle section, jafem taking his time a little bit more. If you do not get the movement right at the very start of that, Two Stop playing with his life with the spikes there. And both of them actually showing off the bug where you cannot take damage if you wall kick on the spikes on the side. And we really see both runners quite neck and neck right now. It's nice to see that they're not really leaving each other's sight. Oh, Two Stop having a little extra bonk there right before the Quanger door. Oh, jafem attempting Iceless once, misses it, and continues on his way without the heart. May as well give it a quick shot while he's there, I guess. And now we will be looking at Quanger for Two Stop, where he gets the tango or the dance, where you basically get him in some sort of a stun lock where he tries to grab you, you dodge at the last moment, then you just get that. Which is, well, a lot easier than having to actually fight him. And if I'm not mistaken, that was a god tier Quanger, because he never left the dance. That is pretty rare. Quanger at some point in time will decide that he does not feel like dancing anymore, and if you're really lucky, he just keeps doing that until he dies. So, wow, that was really rare to see, so you may want to clip it or cherish it, that moment. Well, everyone gets to see a god tier Quanger in his life. Going on to the next stage will be Chameleon. We might see a little bit of a difference here between the two runners, as we see Two Stop skip past the armor. I prefer to have a man's cave where there's stuff being thrown in my head and I just have to take it. And jafem, if I'm not mistaken, I've seen him race before picking up the safety armor, and he does. So picking up the safety armor is a really big deal for the late game. If you're not so confident about your abilities, then this is really nice to have. It reduces damage taken by 50%. It takes you a bit of time to collect it. As you will see, there will be quite a big lead for Two Stop coming out of this. But yeah, at the same time, if they both get to late game and Two Stop makes any kind of mistake, there will be a giant advantage for jafem taking on the final fights in the Sigma stages, as he will not be so likely to die. Yeah, the armor is 50% damage reduction. That's a huge deal. So exact numbers, if I am not mistaken, is I believe that the lightnings in the final fight from the claws deal 12 damage. Shoot me, I could be wrong. Just meaning that you only take 6 anymore. That's a huge deal, because that really makes a giant difference. jafem coursing through the swamp, while we have Two-Stop going on vacation. We have no clue where, because he came all the way to the airport. There will be slightly no airplane to take him anywhere, except one that he will, well, he will make it crash and go back to where he came from. Weird. He goes for the dead kick. Wow, okay, nice. Looks like we have not much death and a whole lot of kick today at the Two-Stop. Not like his previous race with Berlin Dude. And on the right, we see jafem going ham on Kuwanger. Not Kuwanger, Chameleon. You saw that he ended the fight on the dash shot. He did pick up the armor, so he calculated, he counted the shots with the boomerang. So he would have just enough boomerangs to deal with Chameleon right at the end of the stage. Now, back to the topic of birds are jerks. Welcome to Mega Man X series. Here we have Eagle on your left. He can do a lot of dives. He can cause you to lose a whole lot of time in this game. But Two-Stop seems to be having pretty nice RNG today, since, well, he had a God Kuwanger, and I think I only saw one dive. Oh. Looks like we had a bit of a swaggerang going on over there on jafem's side as the boomerang circled you. Circled him. If you actually get it set up alright, you can have like 2 boomerangs circling around you. It looks pretty cool. You can even have items in them as it happens. It's pretty fun. Meanwhile, I have a dark stage going on the left. Always fun to navigate. If you feel like you cannot see anything, runners mostly adjust so they can actually see the stage at least a little bit. So it's not like they are entirely in the dark, much like how we are watching it. And on the right, we see, well, Eagle. Let's see what RNG jafem gets while Thunder Slimer is exploding. And a hover. Oh, what is wrong with Eagle? He's supposed to be a jerk, but looks like we're free right now. I mean, it's like, you know, like this the cell phone tune when you buy a new cell phone, Freebird. That looks like Eagle right now. So that's his new tune. Oh. Two-Stop appears to be taking a lot of damage going into Mandrill. Means he needs to be a little bit careful. Mandrill in itself is a really easy boss casually. If you want to do him fast, it's a little bit more dangerous. Also, jafem went Mammoth 5th. Not everyone does that, but you can place Mammoth anywhere you want in your route. Now, as you can see there, Mandrill doing punches. It's his most dangerous attack. Not only because, well, it's really fast, but also because it can knock you off the wall. If you stay on the wall too long, he will knock you off, causing you to take damage, and when you fall off, you will fall right on his head and take a second hit of damage. So that damage stacks up fast if he smashes you off the wall. Meaning if you go in on low HP like that, it's pretty dang dangerous. As we are, oh, and also a little fun thing, if you're playing against Mandrill, you can actually jump over him while he's doing his punch attack. It's something not a lot of people seem to know, but you can simply jump over him as he's charging. Now we get this really cool point in time and place where jafem is clearly ahead of Two-Stop as he's taking on the boss, while Two-Stop's only just halfway the stage and slides down the midsection, causing him to take a little detour on the bottom. However, do not be fooled. jafem is in fact a stage behind. They're just taking different routes. Oh. Oh, two-stop nicely dodging the ball on Chain Guy, and instead just lands on a random enemy on the bottom. Showing off the rainbow-colored X with all of his weapon swaps. And meanwhile, we're gonna be looking at jafem in the dark. Or maybe we're not gonna look at them in the dark, because you know it's pretty dark. Mammoth, meanwhile, does not really look like he feels like doing anything really dangerous. Spent most of his time in that fight just throwing out some oil patches, which does essentially, well, nothing. Unless he puts his fire attack right on top of it, and then he can put it on fire, and then it becomes an obstacle, but until that time, it's pretty meaningless. Thunder Slimer did not really give the best pattern to jafem here. Ideally, you want him to drop down so you can just mash him down for free. But he stayed on top, which is a little bit annoying. Means you have to climb up on the wall, get your shots up there with the tornado. Oh well. But you know, climbing's good for your health, exercise and whatnot. Gotta be a fit robot to fight Sigma, right? Cannot just be the Jedi right at the end. Out of nowhere. Armadillo stage, meanwhile, on the left for two-stop, meaning it's a pretty... Oh, that took a little bit of an awkward bong there. It's a quite straightforward stage. A lot of the stage is actually simple. It's kind of like a break stage in the middle of your run, since half of the stage you will be riding on minecarts, and only the final minecart requires you to really be active, because you can despawn the birds that will be going... Ooh, Chief, I'm getting a lot of punches right there. You can despawn the birds at the end here, making sure that you have a lot less lag than you could potentially be having. And now we have Dillo. Minor RNG to this guy, but, well, even though he's less known as a heavy RNG boss, as I talk about that, we see a whole lot of rolling. I think the world record on RNG losing time in this game is this boss, actually. He has been known to roll for, I think, 15 seconds and So, yeah, what's the armadillo with this boss? Well, I gotta remember that one. I want more people to hate me when I say stuff like that. I should write it down. Yeah. Okay, jafem picked up a sub tank as a safety item in the stage. That's actually a pretty nice sub tank to choose for, since it's not really too far out of your way, and a sub tank in the late game can really save your life when you're in the fights that deal a tons of damage to you. And meanwhile, jafem will be enjoying his little amusement park rides there on his way. Ooh. And also a little thing to note there, I saw jafem using Fire Wave to kill the mole boar, you know, the machine thing that's digging around. Very awkwardly with Fire Wave, we don't really understand. Ooh, jafem. Careful with the cart, my boy. You don't want to get back on that. Is that no one really understands how Fire Wave works. It's got some very special things going on with the way it deals damage. It can deal like a ton of damage in a very short time, or it can take a really long time to deal any kind of damage. That you can kill that mole borer in like 5 seconds or in like 2 seconds with the Fire Wave, depending on whether you hit him with just a dip or with the entire Fire Wave. It's pretty awkward. Also, Dillo was a lot more kind to jafem right there. Not so much rolling at the start. Means that he does catch up a little bit. Thank you, Dillo. And on the other hand, two-stop may have had a crap Dillo, but Octo was pretty free. No swirlies that I could see whatsoever, meaning a really nice fight going on for two-stop. Octo did not even move too far. So that's really nice. If he just sits there and takes the punishment from all the rolling shields, it does mean that you're going to have a lot of projectiles to dodge after a little while, but, well, he did handle that correctly. Although, I mean, if he spawns the homing torpedoes, like where he spawns 4 of them, 2 on either side, it can really get laggy if, like, I don't know, 10 and up of those get on your screen. And with that, 2-Stop did finish as 8 maps. So we'll be going to Sigma 1 while we're on the final Maverick for jafem. So we're looking for a good file skip here for 2-Stop. Ooh, that was close. At least it looked close. And jafem dealing with the underground to Tuboros. Hello, Tuboros. Hello, how are you? Oh, never mind. Goodbye. And file skip going on for 2-Stop. A file making some awkward jumping movements right in front of. Ah! Is that? No! I think. Yeah, okay. 2-Stop soft locked the game. He must have pressed start or let go of his button or whatever, but he just soft locked the game. This means that he has to reset his console and there will be a password automatically put into his password screen, and he just needs to go and re-enter the game with the password that is right there. He also reset his console twice, so I think he went wrong somewhere. Meaning that jafem gets a lot of catch-up time right there. Because we see Octo exploding, 2-Stop is back at the start of Sigma 1, and, well, that puts us a whole lot closer again. Well, gee, if you ever were looking for a way to lose a whole bunch of time in a race, that's definitely one of them. It might not be as costly as a game over somewhere at Sig 2 or Sig 3, but look, now we have 2-Stop at the vial door right as jafem enters Sigma 1, meaning he really catches up by, like, I don't know, probably, well, a half minute or maybe even more. jafem going through with the tornadoes does bail out of the leap of fate, and good thing he did because he was about to drop down there. Meanwhile, I see that we have a successful vial skip this time for 2-Stop. Dang, I mean, if he soft lock again, we would have been tied, but 2-Stop does not like deciding raiders at all, does he now? Prefers to stay a little bit ahead, but I can't say I really blame him. And file fight, let's see how he goes there. File fight, there's almost no iframes on Vile, but he does hit like a truck, so it could be a really fast fight, but it's extremely explosive. Like, either of you is gonna die really fast. That's the point of it. You can take it safe and take a bit more distance, but generally if you're able to, you really just want to shoot them down super fast. And jafem meanwhile has the file skip where the image of Zero gets stuck on the background with some distorted colors. Some people say it's yeah, the file face. 2-Stop attempting the Kuwanger skip, of course, why would he not? Really looking out for that bounty I placed on a successful Kuwanger skip in this tournament. But instead he will just have to go and deal with Kuwanger instead. File meanwhile gone down on jafem's screen. As Kuwanger explodes, Zero dies once again. It's everyone's favorite scene by now, isn't it? And both will be continuing on their way to Sigma 1, only just a little bit away from each other, and really only just one boss apart, I would say. Kuwanger coming up for jafem, and Bow Spider for 2-Stop. So, Bow Spider looking for some good RNG here, as you can actually lose a lot of time to slow patterns where you need she, I don't know, it needs to cross over a lot of patterns. Actually, I assume it's a she because it's making babies, right? I don't know. Quanger going down on jafem side. Not too much of a big deal. Stops a little moment for his charge, making sure that he will get through this section just fine. Oh, 2-stop, final hit on Bow Spider, misses it. And needs to have a little second go on that. jafem, meanwhile, trying to get some extra health for Bow Spider. Really, I need either an adult or a moderator in the chat, because that guy's puns are actually, I don't know, terrible. I love that guy. So anyway, Bow Spider going on for jafem. Again, looking for some good RNG here. And speaking of RNG, 2-stop is now Sigma 2. So, Birds Heart Jerks Part 3. They're both together in a single stage, compared with a pretty RNG heavy end boss to the stage. So, if you were ever doing speedruns, you would really hate this level, especially in any percent, since you need to do the normal fights on this. And, well, you know, we're getting slides, we're getting dives, and you lose all the time for free, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it, except reset. And Bow Spider going on jafem side. Nicely done, and actually getting it fairly close. He only have 1 HP left. I feel like I'm a little bit behind on watching some things here. At least in the details of these boss fights. Meanwhile, we see 2-stop passing on to yet another bird fight. How many times do I have to repeat that? Probably quite a lot. And there will be actually so far a really kind eagle for 2-stop. It looks like, yeah, no dives eagle. That's very nice. And jafem gets a slider 2, 3. Come on, Penguin, be nice. Yes, good job, Penguin. Just die already. We just want to see you on fire. Burn. Alright, so Rangda can give you 3 different colors of eyes. Meaning, yeah, there's a lot of RNG in that. You mostly want to get blue eyes or potentially red eyes. The red eyes stay open longer, the blue are really free. And it allows you to get more hits in pretty fast. Rangda here going down pretty dang fast. I didn't see all of the RNG, but I saw a whole lot of blue and red. So that's exactly what you want. As the green eyes, even though they look really pretty, don't really give you a lot of time to hit. And I believe you can hit them twice every time that they're open, but you need to be pretty dang fast. So, oh no! God damn it! It's like 2-stop with another stop. The 3rd stop. The stop where he needs to stop and fight Dillo for a little while. Not really something he really wanted to do. Applies some hundo strats here, charging up a spark during the cutscene where you see Dillo's armor fly off. There we see a green eye on jafem side. As you can see, he did get a hit in, but he didn't get a second hit as the eye closed again really quickly. And as you can see with the blue eye, oh, more green eye, so dear poor guy is having a rough time right now. Oh. Yeah. jafem! Oh, dear God. For a second I thought I was going to drop on the spikes right there on the bottom. But he got back to the wall just in time, climbed back up, finished that fight. Oh. Two-Stop, meanwhile, continuing on his way through Sigma Tree. This stage is actually really tiring. You know, 5 refights in a row, followed up by yet another fight in D-Rex. D-Rex being fairly strong if he goes in a very heavy, fast aggro pattern. And jafem does get the Dillo skip, meaning he's catching up a little bit again. And yeah, this really keeps him fairly close, meaning that if Two-Stop ends up making a mistake anywhere at this point, I think we will see jafem catch up. He's only 2 refights behind, and that's really not all that far. See Octus spawning on Two-Stop side. And potentially that brings up a little bit more time, but it looks like Octo is going to be really kind to Two-Stop again and not give him any... Oh, no. See, Octo can be really annoying. He can really block a lot of your shots with all of his projectiles. As you could see there, Two-Stop took like 3 or 4 rolling shields to get his last hits in. But he did not get any swirlies, meaning he doesn't lose too much time there. And meanwhile, jafem, I'm missing his double hit for a second there. Having a pretty good fight with Mandrill otherwise, he's at full HP. And Two-Stop actually might have to be a little bit careful, because at the HP that he is at now, I do believe that a chomp attack from D-Rex would kill him. So he needs to be looking out for that. Any mistake may kill him right here. I'm not sure about normal attacks, but yeah, we'll have to see. Also, the charge spark attack will be enough to kill him. Oh, takes a hit. And oh, there we go. It's the pattern you want. Oh yeah, and he deals with it nicely. Very good from Two-Stop. Has a really nice fight here. And that means that he will be going on to Sigma 4. Gets a full health refill. And is shot at taking this race. However, jafem really close on his heels. Isn't Mammoth. And we'll be going to D-Rex right after, so he's really not all that far behind. Also worth mentioning, since I can see splits of both runners, jafem is on a very good pace compared to his PB. He's 36 seconds ahead. So no matter what happens at this time, I think it's worth to give a little bit of an extra cheer for jafem. I mean, not that I'm against Two-Stop here, but I mean, gotta give this man some support on his PB base, right? And Two-Stop playing it risky with the dog, but didn't want to go and back out of doing the good strats, I suppose. The way that he was handling with the dog was actually the best way, the fastest way of dealing with it. But that means he took a lot of damage and is again in risky business for the rest of the fights that he has to deal with. jafem, meanwhile, D-Rex down, will be very close on his heels. Jedi Sigma exploding. Sigma 4 getting selected. What will it be? Will we see Two-Stop take this race? Find out on the next episode of Cut the Stream quickly! I mean, Held Warlords, let's go! Claws, what will you do? Will you decide this race into the favor of Two-Stop? Will Two-Stop keep his cool and win? So far, that left claw is being really nice. Right claw. Trying to interfere. Right claw. Ah! Two-Stop down! Let's go, jafem. Stop farming already. You got the race to win. You can't go and farm now. Jesus. Oh, yeah, wait. Never mind. Two-Stop has to farm as well. I almost forgot. Well, this means that we have jafem in the lead right now, able to take victory. Keep in mind, this man has, I believe, at least one, if I'm not mistaken, even two sub tanks. I believe they're both full. He has the armor. He has a lot of resistances to go with. And while 2-Stop is farming, he's already dealing with the dog. He's taking his time on it, does not want to take any hits. But even if he does, he has sub tanks to back him up. So let's go, jafem. Let's go, my boy. Dog down, explodes on his butt. 2-Stop climbs the tower and wants to get back into this. It's not over yet, but we'll have to see what happens. jafem has a clean lead right now, going into Jedi. Oh, misses a shot here. You need to keep in mind, every shot counts right now. Any shot you miss is a couple seconds, the 2-Stop can take lead once more. Dog is going down. Jedi is half HP for jafem. One third, one fourth, 2 more hits. Jedi down. Jedi has just started on 2-Stop side. Let's see where this is going. jafem, by the way, after D-Rex is 51 seconds ahead of his PB. Jedi down. Oh, Claw getting in the way of jafem. Needs to get up quickly. Cannot afford it. Oh, takes a big hit right there from the lightning. Has 2 sub tanks to backing up, but needs to use one. Playing it a little bit risky there. Oh, we have the boat on the claws right now. 2-Stop needs to give it all he got to get in here. jafem on a really good pace. Looks like he wants to take it. Gets a lot of lightning. And, oh, the claw's trolling him, and he takes it at the 36:45. Wait, what? Oh god, my timers show that 36:45 for jafem and 36:43 for... I need an SRL timer, please. I don't have the SRL bot open. So, my streams are slightly off. Mythical, give me... Okay, Doublestop took the victory over jafem with a couple seconds. Oh boy. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. For a second, I thought jafem was the winner there, but it was just a slight, well, streams being off on my end. So excuse me for that. However, can I get a big freaking applause here from Mr. jafem, who ended this race with a PB of 1 minute and 21 seconds, which means that he is a winner in himself. Let's not talk about the splits of 2-Stop, they are slightly less encouraging. Still, it's a good run. I mean, any percent is very dangerous. You can see that everyone can really have a, hard time on any percent. You can just... any mistake can kill you, and not to mention 2-Stop is dead in Sigma 4. It was really hard to blame him for. He got, if I'm not mistaken, he got crushed in the corner by the claws, and there's much you can do about that. You're just gonna sit there on that one claw, the second claw comes in, and you're just sitting there in the corner like, ow. Well then. Okay, I'm dead, and there's legit nothing I can do about this stuff. Yeah. So, I do believe this will be a full set they were supposed to raise. Yes, indeed. Which means that we have a 1-0 score right now for 2-Stop, but I guess they will be going back in a race 2 to potentially decide or extend the series between the two of them. So, if I have a moment, I'm gonna go and quickly find these people in their SRL chat so I can see what they are up to. Oh, and I actually just see that there will be no break time for these guys. They will be going right back in, and they'll be showing up as going ham on your screen once again in just a moment. So don't run anywhere. If you were planning on taking a toilet break or getting some water, well, it's too goddamn late. You gotta stay there, stay put, and get hype for a new race. And if you don't get any hype yet so far, then please, guy with the really great / terrible puns, depending on whether you're a dad or not, please activate hype in the chat with making some more puns. Everyone else, grab your air guitar and get jamming to the intro stage. Speaking of which, why do I not even have intro stage sounds activated on my end? Forgot to turn on my sounds. Ah! So, back into this race. I mean, we really have to think that the first one became really close. Boat runners PVs are really far apart, but it ended up being really close. Only like a couple seconds apart. The one hit on final Sigma, or even two. You know. Oh, jafem having a little bonk with the wheel there. Yeah, anything could happen. I mean, are we going to see the same kind of race? Will it be the same again? Will there be more soft locks? Will there be more dead kicks? With a lot more dead than kick this time instead of the other way around? You'll just have to find out on the next stage select of Mega Man X. You know, I really want to make somehow what of a good thing there, like, you know, with the Dragon Ball Z thing, but I just can't make it work. If you have any suggestions, please do. Also, you know, since intro is not so super special to talk about, I mean, can some of you people tell me what is your favorite weapon or music in this game? Just a little bit on the off topic while we watch Boat Runners take on Vile. Perhaps not too far apart. Just a second or 4, which is not really a big deal. Since anything can still happen, there's still plenty of RNG and that coming up in this run, so... Oh, Pa, the first answer I see is the Hadoken is the favorite weapon. Someone get this guy out of here. No, I mean... Upgraded charge shot. Oh, you guys have some cool opinions. I have not heard some of those before. So, going back to Penguin. Dashing through the snow. Except it's a lie, we're not dashing through the snow, we're just kind of like sniffing through it. And having a fun time playing with rabbits and lumberjacks. It's a really good time for a winter idea, you know, lumberjacks and rabbits. 2-stop entering the cave a little bit in front of jafem. A lot of bats and wheels coming your way in this cave, but none of them really pose too much threat. I mean, they can pose a threat, but generally speaking, these enemies are pretty straightforward. They just try to get right at you or follow a straight pattern. I mean, it's not like a wheel has a lot of options except for, you know, like rolling around. I feel like Elvis should be nicknamed Dr. Light is the father of rock and roll. What? Anyway, I have a new favorite person in the chat because I see someone post Fire Wave. Probably like a legit, the best item in the game, the best weapon. Who could not love Fire Wave? jafem chooses to, wow, okay, kill that one guy and 2-stop. Just like you do with Berlin Dude, looks like he wants a race dude to be a whole lot of swag and memes. Therefore, skipping the mech and going bottom route in Penguin. I think this heralds the age of 2-stop, in which there will be a whole lot of strange things coming up. I can't really predict what all the strange things are going to be, but I suppose it will be worth to keep an eye on what kind of weird things he does around here. Back to Penguin. Oh, you see the... Oh, God, 2-stop taking a death to Penguin. Wow, okay, that's rather unfortunate. There is a really odd thing with Penguin where sometimes he bonks backwards. where you will hit him from one side and he bonks. Instead of bonking away from where the shot came from, he recoils the other way, and it can kind of throw you off because you're low HP and you, well, shoot him and then he falls your way like he did just there on 2-stop side. Well, bad things can happen, just put it that way. And to mention with that, a penguin death is not that strange, since, you know, he's completely RNG dependent, and when he does weird things like that, anyone could have some issues with him. I think Doublestop froze. Oh god, allow me. Oh my god, you. Oh. Get out of here. So, we see jafem with a bit of a lead going into Kuwanger stage. Attempts to start turtle skip, but instead there's a whole lot of turtle bonk. Taking a lot of damage here, meaning that he will have to be a little bit careful for the rest of the stage. Meaning that mistakes will cost him quite heavily. So you see him doing the wall kicks right now to avoid taking damage on those spikes. It's a glitch, but you can just use it for free. You can just stand there then. But if you would make a mistake and somehow press the D-pad and touch the spikes without doing a kick, then you would just straight up die. Those spikes do a lot of damage. And then we see climb going on for both players, but having a bit of their own turn. I see 2-stop actually does not use the oh god, does not use the ice shots. Did swap over to it now, but 2-stop again is on very low HP. It's really odd. He seems to be a little bit thrown off his game after race 1, where he's got quite a couple mistakes going on. Oof. Wow, this man is actually scaring me. Meanwhile, jafem already in the Kuwanger fight, got him dancing. Oh, Kuwanger broke. The dance there, but jafem recovered quite nicely. 2-stop in the dance now. Needs to care. If he is a bit off on his timing, bad things can happen. However, he does make it to the point where Kuwanger breaks off his dance, and at that point you're pretty much safe, except if you let that final grab touch you. Also, yeah, no elevator skip for 2-stop. We thought he was gonna go meme, but apparently not. And with that, we're off to Stink Chameleon, 3rd stage in this race. Still slight lead for jafem. And here 2-stop will be catching back up, as jafem does work his way around with the safety item in the armor, and that does cost him a lot of time. By the time he is out of this, we do expect to see 2-stop at the Chameleon door. This is a pretty short stage after all, and the only reason the stage can be kind of long is if you want to take all the upgrades, as the heart is on the bottom. I'm sorry, spoilers if you've never seen 100% before, you know in a bit. And yeah, then the armor is on the top with the mini boss, so it really adds a lot of time to finishing the stage. And as you can see, I was kind of right, because we just got the armor on jafem, and 2-stop hits the door to Chameleon. So here he gets a lot of time back, but as I've said before, that armor for the final fights is why you take it. And then, well, I would talk about Chameleon fight, but it's basically a stun lock, so the only thing that's really a thing about this fight is that, I mean, you want to optimize it, so you do your hits as fast as possible. But that's really most of it. Jafem, meanwhile, navigating the swamp. The swamp is one of those places where you can really kind of freestyle your way through it. Everyone has their own kind of way to get through that, and I saw a little weapon get show off on Two Stop side. You actually never get to see that if you just keep button pressed, but maybe he just wanted to show that he got C-stain there. But yeah, the swamp, completely freestyle. Do you want to use a weapon? Yes or no? Dash lemons. Do you want to use green shots? Anything you like. Oh. See what Two Stop's gonna be going for. Is he gonna be doing anything fancy here? We do expect him to do dead kick right here, so let's see if he gets through that, or if he's gonna get. Yeah, he makes nice. Personally, I always get disappointed when people make it. I like when people die to this kick, since, I mean, it's called dead kick, so I think it's kind of stupid when people survive, but well, at the same time, it means that they have really good execution, so applause to Two Stop. Also, I don't know if anyone is specifically called up for this yet in the chat, but if you want, then you should probably, I mean, if you like what you're seeing from these runners, you should probably go and, you know, like, follow their stream, so you can also go and troll them in their chat. Spam like reset when you see Eagle diving a lot or something, or if they do die to that kick, or if something else happens. You can also be a nice guy, but I mean, if you like K-pop, you might want to join, follow Ty Vega in the chat there. Guy's got an oddly large collection. Plays live on the stream. But first of all, do follow these runners. Meanwhile, Eagle gone down on the side of Two Stop, and Jafem following right behind with not really anything major going on right now on either end. We mostly see them chase behind each other in this race, just a little bit. And none of them are having huge upsets. Oh, we see some dives coming down on Eagle again, no? Wow, we're really not seeing a lot of dives on Eagle today. That's something. That's something. Thunder Slimer. Probably this boss is actually legit just harder than some of the actual Mavericks. Oh, Two Stop. Be careful, man. Oh, this is actually dangerous looking when you see that. Oh, thank God. If Thunder Slimer goes aggro and he starts bouncing all around the screen, right as you're on low HP and you get stuck in a bubble, well, Two Stop. Well, instead of Two Stop, we're gonna start calling this guy I2HP, because I think he's been on that for most of this race so far. And that means that any mistakes he makes can be quite deadly. Now again, sitting there on 1 HP. And Ida, he's just really confident, because you look, he has a 2 really big HP drops right there, and he does not care. He's like, yeah, HP, whatever, like, I need that. I'm just gonna go fight Mike Tyson with 1 HP, and I know this guy like the back of my hand. It's totally free, and then you probably get punched into the face and die, maybe, but let's assume he doesn't. Meanwhile, Mammoth going on for Jafem, getting into the fire. Punched right in the butt. Two Stop going down to Mike freaking Mandel Tyson, sparking around. Booyah. That is actually rather painful. That's 2 deaths so far in his 8 maps. That's really not what you're looking for. Rather unusual deaths to be taken here by Two Stop. He's not having the best races of his life right now, to be honest, and taking a lot of damage again. Oh, and he ran out of ice. Oh my God, he's not dead. Did he take an extra? no, he game overed. My God, no, he has to start over the entire Mandrill stage, and that means that we are tied back again between these two runners. Jesus, what is going on? Mike Tyson right there. Mandrill just putting down a pain on these guys. Wow. Or well, these guys on two stop at least. Wow. I'm almost speechless. Jesus. So now we see them being almost completely tied. There's still a small lead for two stop right now, but I mean, I feel like the fact that he died a couple times so far is affecting his gameplay, because the second death here where he game overs, you know, that fight from him on manual looked pretty careless, and yeah, at that point suddenly he's out of ice. He's like, oh wait, what? And yeah, before you know it, there's an attack coming in. You're not reacting fast enough, and you're done. So jafem really catching up because of that, and oh, he's still a little bit behind, but he's definitely able to catch up and pass up at the rate like this. Wait, different ball. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Of course, jafem does Mammoth 5th, so actually jafem is a stage ahead. Oh boy, yeah, I didn't really think about that for a second. I do believe that yeah, that means jafem really took over, because two stop does have to go to Mammoth right after this, and Mammoth is already done for jafem. So we're actually looking at jafem being an entire stage ahead right now. Thank you for pointing this out, chat. I got so excited about two stop game overing to Mandrill that I forgot all of the other details about this race for a second. Yeah, wow. Yeah, and yeah, square one. It's really like that. Two stop was really confident going into Mandrill. Two of those big HPs dropping right in front of him, and he was like, no. I don't need that. I'm just gonna go in and fight this guy. It's totally free. However, Mandrill did not quite agree with his opinions and showed him who's the boss of that level. At least the first two times. So, back on track now with two stop, going on to Mammoth. Actually playing catch up to jafem now, yeah. And jafem looking to just keep a bit of a steady lead going on here. We'll be picking up that sub-tank behind the mole borer, because he does like to have a safety item still for now. And let's be fair, those safety items really kept him into the game on the last race, as it was pretty close on Signal 4. And two stop again, taking a lot of damage, and I hate to say it, but it almost looks like some of his bonks are intentional, since he does bonk on the final end of the enemy. He's bonking him into the right, in the direction that he wants to go. No, Mammoth having to take the pain from two stop, and down he goes. jafem picking up another extra safety heart on the Dillo stage. I'm not sure I saw that last time he passed by there. And now executing his little jumps on this minecart, and going right on to Dillo. Yeah, we do see a lot of small movement mistakes. I mean, it's easy to make a small movement mistakes, not getting your dash pressed right, like jumping slightly too early, too late. It can all cause a whole bunch of stuff that you don't really want to see. And now we see boat runners on the same track again. They only have Dillo and Octo left to go, so we see the clear thing now where jafem finishes off Dillo, and while two stop is at the start / center of the stage and playing catch up. He must be about, I believe, let's say a minute behind. I'm not exactly sure how long every stage takes. Let's say we have 2.5 minutes on average. That's probably a bit long, but yeah, it's actually pretty long. Not sure exactly how much, but perhaps I should do a time comparison on the octo kill times, and that will be much clearer to tell where we are at. jafem navigating octo stage so far, as we see Doublestop enter with Dillo. Both of them actually not opting for a charge shot as they go in. Doublestop will probably go for a dash. Lemon, right? Oh, and he gets a whole lot of Dillo rolls again. Not as bad as he had them last time, but still. It's always a little bit frustrating when Dillo rolls, because you feel like this boss is so easy. And then, you know, you get a couple rolls and like, oh, really Dillo, come on. You don't have to do this, you know. jafem navigating over the missiles and onto the final Utoboros, the Octo stage. At about 1947 and a 2102 stage select for Doublestop means we have about 1:15 between the two of them. That is a quite big lead, to be fair. However, Sigma stages are obviously big deal and can do a lot to these runners. The any percent generally is not too difficult in 8 maps. The big thing about any percent is usually the boss fights. Well, as you could perhaps tell with Doublestop dying on a couple of them, and just really the execution always being important. You have some RNG factors, and the fact that while you're on low HP, not always safety items can make runs fairly difficult. Fights very difficult. And Doublestop, but really nice movement there on the missiles, as we see him pass by the midsection without getting hit by any of them. It was a really nice mini jump over those spikes and under those missiles. jafem on Sig 1. Zero dashing off, gonna go scout ahead to see what's coming. We all know what's coming. Zero dying again. Oh, jafem, stay on the platforms. Stay on the plat. Okay, thank you. Alright, now you will be going up and taking some extra damage. Does use his tornado to kill a couple too many enemies, and now he does not have the blue guy to tank his HP down. And that's the only one that really does a lot of HP, a lot of damage, so he does have to tank down a little bit slower on the other enemies. Probably did not really intend to do that, but yeah. And off we go to the file skip. Or a potential soft lock, who knows? We'll find out in about, well, a little bit. Now, zero dashing off for exploration on the side of Doublestop as well. And Doublestop looking to catch up. And it looks like jafem did not really get the skip here, or am I mistaken? But I do feel like he got all his text boxes going down there. Or at least he did not get a quick skip. Yeah, Zero flies away off the screen. Doublestop right behind jafem, going into the vial skip door. Difference is now 55. Okay, I've been not exactly timing it the entire time. We will see at the vial kill times. Oh, jafem getting stuck there. And he kills Vial at the 24, 10, 11. And I mean, the PBs between two runners do say that Doublestop should generally have faster movement or more, a bit more advanced, knowing how to move and whatnot. So we do expecting to see him catch up a bit to jafem, sure on that. But I mean, anyone can go and have things happen. So 24:42 kill here for 2-stop means that we actually only have 30 seconds between the two of them left anymore. Jafem did lose a whole bunch of time by killing the blue guy where he had to tank his HP down. So we'll just have to see how the rest of these stages pan out. Does anything go wrong for the two runners? Do they both keep going at a strong pace? And yeah, what happens with it? Jafem, also worth mentioning, is actually playing very consistent right now. Oh. An attempt at the Kowanger skip for 2-stop once again, but he did not get a drop. What I want to say is that, oh, Jafem loses his charge there. Something that may not be mentioned fairly regularly, but if you have a charge shot going on, and you try to release it just as you take a hit, means that you will take the hit and you will lose the charge that you had ready and lose the shot. So basically, 2-stop pretty much Jafem lost his charge there and did not get the C sting actually going on and had to recharge it to get through the section safely. Ooh, misses a hit there on both Spider. It looks like 2-stop could be catching up on this fight right now. The 2-stop is again, once more, on low HP. Like, I feel he's been on for a lot of this run. He's an experienced runner, we do have faith in this man. Both of them going down. Oh, 2-stop slightly too late on that hit. But nicely dodging the spiders and still reading the patterns at the same time, which definitely deserves some respect because it's not always that easy as people make it look. Oh, Jafem missing that last hit there, and oh, and misses it again, and misses it again. What the? Jafem, please. Okay, Jafem gets his final hit on both Spider, and we do see now that 2-stop took lead again because Jafem's attention seems to have dropped a little bit right there at the end of the fight. That is kind of awkward to see, but it looked like he had the fight in the bag, and then just a couple mistakes, not getting that final hit in. Means 2-stop ran off with the lead again. And then, well, I do have vision of his webcam as well, and he did kind of face palm for a moment at the end of that fight. It's not really that important, but it's kind of funny detail. So, let's see if Penguin and Eagle and Rangda decide a lot of what's gonna be going on here. Since, yeah, slides and dives and eyes will do much here. Jafem getting a couple slides already. Doesn't seem to be off. A final slide to take for the road. 2-stop meanwhile attempting his gap jumps. Did not really see how many slides he had. Thank you for pointing out who the runners are. Please do follow their stream. So, Eagle being very kind to 2-stop, flapping his wings around, making a lot of wind. Oops, little late shot there from 2-stop, but no big deal, no big deal. Can easily deal with that. It's not really like something big happened here. And Jafem also on this fight. And Eagle on both sides seems like he doesn't really care about giving these runners any trouble. Well, that's something. So, Rangda, green eye. Oh. Green eye, blue eye down. Does he one cycle the nose? Yes, he one cycles the nose. Ooh, he stayed on those spikes pretty long. For a second I was afraid his Iframes are gonna run out. We have green, blue for jafem. Nose time. Ooh, taking a lot of damage there and being low nearby the spike, so it takes down the left eye. Oh, did he run out of C-Sting? Because he just swapped off of it and he kills the right eye to end here. 2-stop this time does get his Dillo skip. If he wanted to be a real memer, he would like still have spawned Dillo to go with, but decides he didn't want to do that. So, both runners really close tailing each other. Slight lead for 2-stop being on the Chameleon fight. Chameleon going down right as we see Dillo skip. Going for jafem, who actually kills everything with Fire Wave. Fire Wave! Pretty cool weapon. And wants to go for a charged Hado strat. I don't know if he does do the entire CFO thing here, but oh, nope. Just wanted to have one charge shot going in. However, if I am not mistaken, you would need at least 2 charge shots to really save out a hit here. So it didn't really matter that much the way he did it. But still, kinda cool, you don't often see charge boomerang. Meanwhile, 2-stop taking some pretty good revenge on Mandrill. He's like, no, not this time. I'm full HP and I'm staying full HP, and you're not punching me out of this game anymore. You're just gonna die and let me through. Man also has a shot at jafem though. Who knows what he can do with that. And Octo. Octo, will we see any swirlies from Octo? It could just be me being blind, but I have not seen Octo do a lot of his Oh god, no, 2-stop, why? He got infinite comboed, oh my. There is a very, very minor chance for Octo, when you jump into his drain attack, to actually grab you into an infinite combo where you cannot mash out of it and that you just straight up die. Oh my gosh, 2-stop this. Oh, this guy. I feel legit sorry for him. Oh, and he actually still has the risk it takes as the balls to still jump into that attack from Octo, even after just dying to it. And that means that they're both on the same fight now, and jafem catches up once more. 2-stop still ahead though. Kills Octo first, as jafem is halfway through the fight. But wow, what a run for 2-stop, really. A double Mandrill death causing a game over, a penguin death, getting infinite comboed, jeez. This has been quite a run for this man. So jafem right behind him. Still, it gets closer like all the time. It's fun to see how it kind of back and forth. And Mammoth exploding while Mammoth is loading. Oh, is it even possible? And 2-stop? Actually, I don't like to see these. Is it low HP going into D-Rex? So we're again at the situation where he could potentially die. And it's scary to look at because, you know, D-Rex, if he gets an aggro pattern, can be really dangerous. Not to mention that, yeah. Well, doesn't really matter what I wanted to mention because I kind of forgot already trying to watch that fight, but, you know, didn't go too aggro on him. Does do a lot of damage as well if he hits, so still, there was a nice way of dealing with it by 2-stop. He did have to be a bit careful, and I do feel like jafem caught up a little bit again on the DRX fight, so we're gonna have to see what happens here. But jafem is a lot closer than he was last race, and last race 2-stop took a death in Sigma 4 on the claws right at the end. So we'll have to see what happens here. It's really close, so any runner dying here will flip things around very quickly. Oh. the recoil shot from 2-stop actually kills the dog right there at the end. He did take a hit from the dog, which means that I believe a saber swing from Sigma will simply straight up kill him, and any lightning going in his face from the claws at the last fight will also kill him. I'm not sure about the claw hit itself, which deals a little bit less damage, but I do believe that could be the same. Takes the fight close to Jedi there. And going into the final fight, as jafem gets right into the final fight. Ooh, that claw. Let's see, we have some decent claws so far for 2-stop. Right claw running no interference, as I say that. Does come over. And 2-stop finishes with a time of 36-18, taking game number 2. And with that also takes the entire set against jafem in a 2-0 score. And now we can take a look how jafem finishes up his race number 2. As he takes on Jedi and, well, accidentally activates a bit of the wrong pattern there at the end. It's no big deal. Everyone get your GGs for 2-stop. And let's see, jafem. Oh wow, getting a really. Did he sort of do a reverse whatever jump there on that claw? That was really odd to see. They take a big lightning to the face there. Needs to be careful that he doesn't get any big hits anymore. Right claw wants to stop him from killing its master. jafem, however, does nicely dodge out on that and takes down Sigma with a time of 37-34 on my screen. He actually split late and still made a gold split, this guy. Imagine if he actually did that on time. So anyway, that concludes this race. I will take a look if we have anyone willing to talk to me, or if they think, oh no, that guy's an idiot, let's not do that. But yeah, good runs by these guys. Let's take a little look. Scheduling. Oh. Let's see. Oh, wait. We'll see if I can get a hold of these guys. I do believe we will have jafem joining us, and Doublestop chooses to pass, which I completely respect, because I can imagine that he has been quite unhappy with his runs. So, let's just go and pull in jafem, shall we? Jafem. Boink. Hello, jafem. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
So, sadly, you did not win today.
No.
It's second place, but you know, 2-stop's pretty strong opponent. So there's that. There's definitely no shame in losing to him. You had some really close races here. Did you expect that?
No, actually, I expected me to lose big time.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, I don't know if you had the stream open while you were racing him.
No, I did not. So I did not anything.
you might want to look at race 2, because it was something over on his side for sure. He was definitely quite hyped. Also, I think we have to congratulate you on a 1 minute and 21 second PB. God damn it, that's big.
Yeah, I thank you. And it was no practice either from last race I had like a week ago, and it's still the third time playing any percent.
So you've not really put in a lot of time on any percent yet?
No, not at all. I'm very new to it.
Oh, in that case, that's actually really impressive to go in the middle of a race and actually. I actually saw your splits on my end, and I saw a whole lot of gold split, gold split, gold split coming
Yeah.
in. I was like, okay, wow, he's really going ham on this. Yeah, it was really nice to see. You didn't seem to have any big issues. You still take a lot of safeties. Do you plan on cutting those out, or are you gonna keep them for now?
I'm gonna probably keep them for now.
Do you have any plans to really continue in any percent? Do you have a goal set for yourself?
Actually, I don't think so. I mean, I run 100% usually, so I think I'll go back to that.
Alright, well, that's a respectable choice, of course. Everyone has to do what he wants. I do believe that in your group you have one more race to go, which will be against
Yes.
Shadow Zero. How are you looking forward to that?
I'm kind of excited actually. It's gonna be interesting. But once again, I think I'm gonna lose actually, because I'm still quite new to 90%.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how the exact seeds are. Are you the third or the fourth seed in your group?
I'm not sure either.
Okay, well, I thought that you were third seed, so I'm not really sure. But I mean, you're definitely looking pretty good, so I would not be too worried about that. And I would just say go ham. It's looking pretty nice. Even Two Stop had a little bit of issues with you right there, so you know.
Yeah.
Definitely don't give up. It's looking good. Do you have anything of thoughts about your runs here today? Like, I mean, outside of the fact that it's a PB, anything you were really like, dang, that was really good, or that could be better?
Well, on the second round, my spider, I had some. Yeah, I had a pretty hard time there.
Yeah, I noticed that. Actually, at that point, I do believe that you and Two Stop went to Spider around the same time. And he actually overtook you at that point in the race because your final hit had a little bit of a delay with a couple missed shots. Was that just nerves, or do you have issues reading the patterns?
Nah, that was just nerves.
Yeah,
I have
it's
no
quite
issue
understandable.
reading the pattern.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't really have any more questions. Is there anything you'd like to say to people in the chat? I gave you a lot of GGs for the PB, by the way. I noticed it.
Yeah, so I guess I can say thank you to the chat for the GGs.
So, yeah, I think that will be most of it for now. Then I do believe we have to thank everyone today for participating, both the runners, Two Stop and jafem. Sadly, Two Stop did not really feel like talking to us right now, but thank you for the interview, jafem, and for the really cool races and a nice BB show. Thank you to the Speed Gaming crew for hosting our tournament. Please follow the runners, jafem and Two Stop. Make sure you follow up on all of the tournament stuff on the links that you have in the chat. If you, for some awkward reason, would want to follow me, I don't recommend it. That would be at Dragonar Blood Rage. And then, if you want to look at more MMX, we have another race going today in, I believe, about 4.5 to 5 hours from now, which will be between Ty Vega and Madu 1311. So if you want to see more attempts at the Kuwanger skips, then I would say come back in a couple hours. And if you want to have anything to see right now, then I would suggest taking a look at the other speed gaming channels. Now I need to find out where I left that schedule. And I do believe that right now we should have, I believe, Super Mario Odyssey, I think this is. Yes. A whole lot of that going on right now, I believe, on Speed Gaming 3 and 1. I could be wrong. I'm trying to look at everything at the same time, and it's rather difficult. I see ALTTP randomizer on Speed Gaming 2, Pokemon Crystal randomizer at Speed Gaming 3, and more ALTTP on Speed Gaming main channel. Sorry, Super Mario Odyssey at Speed Gaming main channel. Oh god, I didn't refresh before I said that. Okay, perhaps you guys should just go and take a look or listen to one of the Speed Gaming people in the chat. Thank you, Medical. Listen to that guy, it will be better. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching in, and I will probably see you guys later at one of the next races or commentaries. Good night to everyone.
Goodbye.